Heads up, bookkeepers and accountants, this is not a drill. Workflow Queen is running an April Fool's flash sale from March 29th through April 1st, and you can snag 20% off of all of her programs. Yes, even Breakthrough. Whether you're trying to streamline your systems, organize your client tasks in Asana, stop chasing down documents, or finally delegate with confidence, there's something here for every stage of your firm. Here's the rundown. Want to finally build a team and get out of that day-to-day? Breakthrough is for you. Need to clean up your workflows and stay organized? Check out Kickoff with Asana. Ready to document processes in a weekend? Workflows in a weekend has your name on it. Sick of rewriting the same emails? Grab the motherload of templates. Still chasing down client docs? Effortless client requests will save your sanity. So just head over to workflowqueen.com/courses, choose your program, and use the code AprilFools at checkout to get 20% off. Yes, even payment plans. But don't sleep on it. The sale disappears at 11:59 p.m. Eastern on April 1st. Again, that's workflowqueen.com/courses and use the code AprilFools beginning March 29th through April 1st. All right, let's get into today's episode. Welcome back to another episode of the Ambitious Bookkeeper podcast. It's me, Serena, your host, and today I am answering another listener question. This one, I believe, came in through email, and Amy M. writes in, "Hey, Serena, do you have any ideas on how to connect with others without the social media? I have it all up and I'm sort of at a loss, but I know there must be a way." All right, Amy, thank you so much for submitting this question. I know you're not the only one thinking about this, so I have some thoughts. So let's get into it. You're listening to a bonus mini-sode on the Ambitious Bookkeeper podcast. So one of the things that's been coming up a bit for me lately and in other conversations is social media and how to use it in your bookkeeping or accounting business and if it's even effective. So one thing that I am experimenting with right now is I am using a template service that provides bookkeeping and accounting social media content as a monthly service. So they send a Canva document link every month with enough content pretty much for the entire month. And you just put your branding colors in it, your fonts, do your own photos, make it your own. And it comes with captions and everything. And I was a little bit skeptical of it at first, and I wanted to give it more time, honestly, before I started talking about it on here. But hey, I am building this thing in public and I am testing things out and sharing what I believe is working. So I've been using this service for about 3 months. By the time this is aired, it will be a full 3 months. And I've been pretty good about grabbing all the content and putting all of my branding in it and uploading it into my scheduler. And one of the things that I do with it is I don't use 100% of the content because some of it doesn't feel authentic to me. And the content that I do use, I make sure to use photos that are my own, that I've done with branding shoots. And I tweak some of the wording on the posts as well as the captions. This is, for me, key for maintaining an authentic brand voice. And so that's the part that actually takes the longest for me when I'm going through all the captions and adding my own stories, my own take, my own voice to those and making them authentically me. So like I said before, I was a little bit skeptical of this, and I'm kind of getting a little off track with this because the question was how to connect with others without social media, but I promise you I'm coming to a point here. So I was also starting to feel like social media was not really a great use of my time inside my firm. And to be honest, I haven't ever really put a lot of time into it. I post here and there when I'm inspired. I do some fun reels occasionally, but this is the most I've ever posted on my firm social media. And I'm seeing a little bit more engagement, but that's mostly on the reels that I do. And I'm not using their content for the reels. I have my own strategy for that, which I'll probably touch on in a different episode. But what I have noticed is you're not going to see a direct return on social media. And it does play a role even with your other marketing sources. And I will also say social media should never be your sole avenue of marketing. So if you're listening to this and you're like, oh my gosh, I need to add social media, you might need to add it, but also don't stress out too much because, like I said, you're not really going to see a direct correlation. However, it is a complementary strategy to something else. And every method takes time. Marketing is relationship building, whether it's online or offline. So it does take your time and energy and authenticity. So let's dive into how you can market or connect with people outside of social media now that I've talked about this social media strategy that I'm doing. I'll say one more thing about this. Like I said, social media is a complementary strategy. It doesn't need to be your only strategy. And if you really aren't feeling the social media at all, that's okay. Don't do social media, but you might need to have something up there for when people look for you online. At the very least, have a website and maybe one other social channel like LinkedIn or Instagram or Facebook. You don't have to have all three of those, but those are the three most popular social medias, and having some sort of presence on there is going to help build trust when someone gets referred to you and they're doing their research on you. Yes, a website is great. You should also have that. So it's like a three-prong approach. You have your offline marketing strategy, you have your online marketing strategy, whether it be social media or online networking. And then you have your website. So with the three, people will find you, they will connect with you, and you will start to build trust because you have a presence in all three. Okay, so let's dive into how you can market or connect with people outside of social media. I'm a big believer in having what I call, I've heard, and I don't even remember where I learned this term, but at some point in my career, I learned the term circle of influence. And this is a network of others who serve clients in a different capacity but complement each other. So that's like your insurance agents, your bankers, CPAs if you're not a CPA or a tax preparer, lawyers, and other consultants that are serving businesses that you work with. If you have existing clients, look at their vendor list and see what other professional services they're paying for. And reach out to some of them or ask your client for an introduction. So something really cool happened to me recently with a new client that I took on who was referred to me by someone else. And I've been working with her now for a few months, and she is in the process of trying to sell her business. That's why she came to me. She wanted to have like legitimate bookkeeping and accounting done. And she's working with an exit strategist, which is a consultant who is helping her exit her business. And lo and behold, we've delivered a wonderful service. She's really excited to be working with us. And she's been singing my praises to this exit strategist that she works with. And so she introduced us and basically offered a referral for me, was like, hey, I want you to talk to my exit strategist. I've been singing your praises. I think you guys should connect. She has lots of other businesses like mine who could really use your help. And so that's another side marketing strategy, I guess, is to just deliver really good service to your clients. And then they will want to refer you to their entire network. So I got on a call with this exit strategist. I'm going to have her on the podcast in the near future, hopefully. And we were able to just connect over serving similar client bases. And she's going to have me in her group to offer some services and maybe speak or whatever the collaboration ends up being. But since it's still in the beginning stages, I don't quite know yet. But that is just an example of when you offer really good service and you build your network and your circle of influence, this is a really good offline strategy that can then overlap online. So we're coming back to the online world. Like, these people don't live in my local community. We're connecting online. She has online groups of other business owners where she helps people. And so it's still very much an online world. And one of the things that she said when we got on call together was, I went to your website and I just really connected with who you are because of the pictures you have, the way you have everything organized on your website. It's beautiful. The branding is great. And so let that be a testament to all of it works together. You can't just have one and not all the other pieces. And it might feel a little bit overwhelming. So it's not like you have to do all of the pieces at once, especially if you're at the beginning of your business. Take it one step at a time. Choose the area that you think is going to be the most important, the biggest priority for you to get set up if you're brand new out there, and start there. And then add the social media, and then add the website, or whatever order you deem most important. So for me, when I started my business, if I think back to 2017 and when I was starting my business, for me, the most important piece to get prepared was not social media. It was my website, because I was actively working to get clients on Upwork, which is an online platform. So I knew I needed some sort of online presence or a place to send people so that they could get to know me a little bit better than they will on Upwork. So that felt really overwhelming at first. And so what I actually did is I just updated my LinkedIn profile. I started real small, guys. So I updated my LinkedIn profile, made sure it highlighted all of my relevant accomplishments that I could talk about when I was applying for Upwork positions. And what I would do is I would link out to my LinkedIn in my Upwork proposals. And then the next layer that I did was my website. I ended up working with a website designer and doing a trade for bookkeeping to get my initial iteration of my website up, because I was tired of messing around with it. So I'm going to do a little plug here for my web designer, Tia. She has a program that you can jump into for a fraction of the cost that it would be to work with a website designer. And she walks you through how to set up your own Squarespace website, which is where I initially set up my website as well. I love Squarespace for new business owners. Honestly, I would still be on Squarespace if it weren't for just everything that I do being under the Kajabi umbrella. So I'll link that in the show notes to this episode. If you're watching on YouTube, it's linked below this video. It's called Squarespace for Bookkeepers. Shout out to Tia. All right. So there's all these facets. You've got to sit down and prioritize which one is going to be the most impactful for you. So if you're actually networking locally, if that's your preference, the most impactful marketing piece for you is going to be getting business cards made. So with business cards, you start to go down the rabbit hole of, oh, I've got to have branding and a logo and all that kind of stuff. Don't let that hold you back. The first business cards that you print are not going to be the business cards that you hand out a year from now. So just do something that you're semi-proud of. Put your picture on it so people remember what you look like, after they've met you, and link to your LinkedIn if you don't have a website, or link to just your email or your phone number, however you want clients to contact you. You just need to have something out there and start small. Don't let yourself get overwhelmed. All right, that is it for today's episode. I kind of went into all these different directions from where I thought that I was going to talk about networking offline, and ended up talking a lot about networking online. And I think that's just a product of the day and age that we're in. Even when you network offline, you're going to end up doing something online or having some sort of online presence. There's just no way around it. Now, that online presence, like I said, does not have to be social media, but it is helpful to have something in the social media realm. It doesn't mean that you have to post on social media all the time. However, if you do want to, I've linked the service that I'm using, the templates, below this video, so you can join the membership and get access to those templates too. And then you'll start to see how many of us are actually using them. Just a little side note on that too. Don't follow other bookkeepers. It's going to make you feel like everyone's doing the same thing and that there's not room for you. So if you are feeling that, then I encourage you to unfollow all the other bookkeepers and accountants that you're following. All right, everyone, have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for tuning in once again to the Ambitious Bookkeeper podcast. Don't forget to check out the YouTube channel. This is up on YouTube. I'm on video. I've been wearing the same thing for weeks now because I'm batching content. If this episode was helpful for you, please share it with a friend and leave a review on the podcast. I would love that. And it shows it to more people that are interested in these types of topics. So, all right, bye for now. Stay ambitious, guys. Thank you to everyone who helps make this podcast possible. Content and interviews are produced by me, Serena Shoup. Our intro and outro music is written and performed by my brother, Ian Gilliam. Editing is also by Ian using his awesome sound engineering skills along with Descript software. Hosting and publishing is by Buzzsprout. And you can check out the show notes for links to all of these amazing resources and resources mentioned in the episode.
Be ambitious.